Hello everybody, welcome back to the Reds Army. So it was a night to remember for Manchester United. We progressed through to the next round of the Europa League after eliminating Real Sociedad in style. It was a night to remember. 3 penalty kicks, a red card and a hat-trick for Bruno Fernandez. So this is the night when Manchester United played with a purpose. They played like they wanted to win and actually they were rewarded. Listen, it was a night when players actually stepped up. Patric Dorgu is an animal. He's a beast. Zaxi is showing us why we bought him at Manchester United. It was actually a night where Hojlund was actually touching more balls and he was actually now creating chances for other players. Garnacho, my boy, he's the MVP of the game. Now, it was a night to remember for Manchester United for several reasons. One, we saw these Manchester United players showed us glimpses of what could happen if they adapt Amorim's style of playing. They showed us that next season, if we have the right types of players with the right type of mentality, we could go all the way to win something, at least even to challenge for the Premier League. It is a night where we saw what could happen to Manchester United if everything falls into place. Now, listen to me. The work is not yet done. Real Sociedad is not Manchester City, is not Arsenal, it's not Liverpool, but Real Sociedad is still a club. It's still a powerful club in Europe. But Manchester United must continue to produce like this. It must continue to play like this until the end of the season. If they do so, then there are higher chances that we might end up winning the Europa League and playing in the Champions League next season. And actually, we can rise up to 10th or up to 8th in the Premier League. I don't know how that's going to happen, but I really do hope it happens. Now, the next opponent is Leicester City. Now, Leicester City are not really, they're not doing very okay in the Premier League, but we cannot underestimate them. And players at Manchester United cannot drop the ball right now. We cannot lose our focus at the moment, because if we lose our focus, then we go back to square one, where we are actually intimidated by mid-table teams and teams that are actually fighting relegation. Now, listen. Manchester United against Real Sociedad was a game of purpose. Manchester United players actually showed up. Listen, this is not a game that is going to define our season. It's a game that actually pushes us next to the next round of the Europa League, but it doesn't define our season. You know why? Because we still have several games to go until the end of the season. Now, stick with me to the end. Do you really think Manchester United can go ahead and win the Europa League? Do you think we are going to win the Europa League, or do you think we are going to be eliminated in the quarterfinals? Personally, I think that if we play like this, if we continue playing like this, if our players can actually use this game as a building block and they can regain their confidence, there are higher chances we might be able to go on and lift the trophy for the second time in our history. Now, this trophy has a lot of significance to Manchester United at the moment, because first, it's our only way back to the Champions League. Secondly, it's the only trophy that we are competing for today, because we are out of the Premier League race, we are out of the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. So this is the only trophy that we have. If we can fight tooth and nail for this trophy, then we could be rewarded by winning it at the end of the season, and we will be back into the Champions League next season. Now, whether we're going to win it or not depends with the players. Are they going to keep producing such performances until the end of the season, or are they going to revert back to panicking and anxiety? Because if they revert back to panicking and anxiety, then I can guarantee you we are not going to win anything until the end of the season. We are actually going to be eliminated in the quarterfinals. Now, listen, we have just a few games until the final. Now, the quarterfinals are 2 games. The semi-final is 1 game, the final is 1 game. So those are 4 games until we win the Europa League. So can we sustain the momentum? I really do hope we can do that. If we lift the trophy, then I will consider this season a successful season. But if we don't, then it will be a failure, and it could actually trigger negative results until the end of the season, where we could actually be staring at relegation. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Do you think this is going to be a building block for Manchester United, where we are going now to start producing positive performances until the end of the season? Or do you think we are going to crumble and we are going to actually shatter and fall from the graces that we have actually built in the last 24 hours? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So Amorim was a happy manager. He was extremely happy. If you saw him after the game, the post-match press conference, he was so happy with the performances, and I can tell that the players are beginning to trust his process. They are beginning to trust in his tactics, and it's paying off. Somebody like Zagzi, there are stories that he stays behind after practice to practice shooting. Now it's paying off in as much as he's not getting many goals, but you can see he's getting into those places where he's more dangerous and he can score. I think Hojlund is also beginning to regain his confidence, especially after last night. We expect him to keep building on his confidence. Now Garnacho has always been an A player for me. He's always been a world-class player for me. I know some people will disagree, but I think Garnacho has a lot of potential and he could go on and become a huge asset for Manchester United in the future. Like we have Bruno Fernandez. Bruno Fernandez has been performing for Man United consistently ever since we bought him during Ole Gunnar's time. He has been performing for Manchester United consistently, and he doesn't seem like he's going to stop any minute from now. Now, if we can have several players like Bruno Fernandez giving 100%, if all these players can actually buy into Amorim's tactics, then I don't see any reason why they cannot go on and challenge for the Premier League next season. We have good players, only that their mentality is very weak. They don't believe in themselves, but if they do believe in themselves, we saw what happened. You saw what Patric Dorgu brings to Manchester United. He is a different player. He's a different animal. He won us one penalty. He is a player that actually is a threat going forward, because you don't know what he's going to do. It was a night where we could have scored many goals, but it was also a night that we saw a team playing as a team, Manchester United playing as a team, not as individuals thrown together at the last minute. Now, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Were you satisfied by last night's performances, or do you think we could do better than that? That's it for today. Share your comments in the comment section. Share your thoughts. Let me know where you're watching this video from. If you're new here, kindly take a second to subscribe. I'm trying to build a community where we can come together and talk about Manchester United and basically about football, something that excites me and it's close to my heart. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and goodbye.